Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, hit and run arrest. Overnight, troopers found the truck that hit and killed a utility worker in Johnston County. We have a statement from the family of the driver who was arrested.
And no tricks on this trick-or-treat afternoon and evening. It's going to be lovely with clear skies. It is going to be a bit breezy and then turning colder overnight tonight. I'll show you who's under a frost advisory.
A safe and fun night. The important information you need to keep in mind as kids hit the streets for trick-or-treating tonight. Good morning, everyone. It is 4:30 on your Halloween morning. Bless you, Elizabeth. I'm Renee Chu. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Sorry, I just heard her sneeze there. But we have some beautiful weather for Halloween. Glad to finally get these gray skies and lingering rain out of here.
Oh, so thankful for that. You know, it was a really nice afternoon yesterday with some sunshine. It is going to be a little bit breezy for us today. We'll see some winds gusting 20-25 miles per hour. Right now, pretty light southwest at 5, and our temperature is 48, so it's definitely cooler than it was this time yesterday. Our wind speeds are steady out of the southwest and around 5 to 8 miles per hour, but I would expect later in the morning and into the afternoon to be a little bit gusty. Our next weather maker is really nothing, which is great. This high pressure system back to our west keeps us nice and dry for a couple of days, kind of all the way through the weekend until we get to Sunday, and then we'll talk about our next weather maker. But our Halloween planner couldn't be much nicer. Mid-40s this morning, and we'll see mid-60s for highs this afternoon with lots of sunshine. Trick-or-treat time temperatures are going to start off somewhere around 60 and then drop on into the mid-50s. But it drops a lot farther overnight. Again, I'll show you who's under that frost advisory coming up.
Looks great. Elizabeth, thank you. We have breaking news. The driver accused of hitting and killing a utility worker in Johnston County has been arrested. Overnight, troopers impounded the truck they say hit James Rudsky on Wednesday. They found that truck about 10 miles away from the crash scene near Smithfield. Ali Calabar is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Ali, we've heard from a family member of the driver this morning.
And that family member, Renee, says that driver was planning to turn himself in this morning, but State Highway Patrol troopers found him late last night. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker showing State Highway Patrol arresting Ronald Mayo just before midnight. He's accused of driving the flatbed truck that hit a power line, killing line worker James Rudsky and injuring another. Authorities searched for that driver of the truck for more than 24 hours, and this video shows the truck being towed from private property near US 70 in Smithfield. That's where Mayo was found. A family member who owns the flatbed truck spoke with WRAL. They did not want to be identified yet, but the person shared this statement, quote, "Our hearts and prayers go out to the family of the Pike Electric worker recently killed in the unfortunate accident. The driver of the vehicle was not even aware of their apparent involvement until recently. There is much incorrect information being shared, and we look forward to a complete investigation of this unfortunate incident." State Highway Patrol says that Mayo is being charged with felony hit and run involving death. We know that Mayo is currently in jail in Johnston County, and we are waiting to hear back on when that court date will be because WRAL will be covering this. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kathabar, WRAL News.
Schools in Vanceboro on the North Carolina coast are operating remotely for a second day as authorities are trying to find a murder suspect on the run. Deputies are looking for Dominic Connolly. Here's his picture. They say he killed his 72-year-old grandmother and stabbed a deputy at a fast food restaurant. Drones and helicopters are involved in the search. Authorities believe Connolly is still in the Vanceboro area. Residents say they just want him caught soon.
I haven't been out of the house all day until about 30 minutes ago. My doors are locked. My garage is secured. My son came and checked my buildings to make sure there was nothing in them, and really afraid just to leave home almost.
Authorities say people should continue to expect a heavy law enforcement presence in that area until Connolly is found. Hope County deputies are investigating a homicide. They were called to Pierce Place for a well-being check when they found a woman's body. The victim, it was Connie Lennon. Deputies are asking for witnesses to come forward with any information. A JetBlue flight from Cancun to Newark, New Jersey made an emergency landing in Tampa after a sudden drop in altitude. At least 15 people were taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. JetBlue has grounded the plane for inspection. The FAA is investigating. Major changes take effect at midnight. SNAP food assistance programs will run out of money. The government shutdown will hit the 1-month mark. And open enrollment begins for Affordable Care Act medical plans. The policies are expected to go up extensively in cost. Now, despite the shutdown, members of the military will be paid today. The Trump administration plans to pay the troops using a mix of legislative and Defense Department funds. This is the second time the White House has been able to pay the troops during the government shutdown. Service members are considered essential federal employees and are required to work during the shutdown. Essential workers typically aren't paid during shutdowns. The federal shutdown isn't hitting home. More than 33,000 Cumberland County families are affected by the USDA's decision to pause November SNAP benefits. October's benefits remain available and EBT cards can still be used. People are encouraged to continue applying for assistance online or in person. St. Augustine's University and the Food Bank of North Carolina will team up today for a free food pop-up market. This event runs from 9 to 11 a.m. on St. Augustine's campus in Raleigh. No ID or income requirements. Everyone is welcome. It's an effort to help families have access to fresh groceries and essential resources. National Guard troops are expected to be deployed in Washington, D.C. through at least next February. Their service was supposed to wrap up at the end of November before Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth extended their orders. The president is deploying the troops to Democrat-run cities. He says it's needed to fight crime. The move has received protests, pushback, and legal challenges. Tonight, the Toronto Blue Jays have a chance to clinch the World Series. They host the LA Dodgers in Game 6. The Blue Jays have a 3-2 lead in the series, so one more win will give them the title. You can watch the game starting at 8 on Fox 15. Also tonight, the UNC Tar Heels are trying to snap a losing streak on the football field. They'll be in Syracuse to play the Orange. The Tar Heels are 2-5 on the season after losing 4 games in a row. They will try to get back on the winning side when the game kicks off at 7:30 tonight. NC State and Duke are in action tomorrow. The Blue Devils play at Clemson in a game that starts at noon. The Wolfpack hosts Georgia Tech at Carter Finley Stadium at 7:30 p.m. 4:37 now. Her story of survival. A former Israeli hostage shares what happened after she was taken from a music festival. The message she shared in Durham. Sean Diddy Combs begins serving his sentence. What's next for him in the coming years?
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:41, taking a look live right here at our backyard. The top of the tower lit in blue for clear skies. It's going to be such a pretty day today. It is going to be a touch on the breezy side, and it's going to get pretty cold overnight tonight. But enjoy this morning. 48 in Durham, 47 Cary, 46 in Garner, 50 degrees in Goldsboro. So temperatures starting out this morning mid-40s to around 50, and that's running a good 10+ degrees cooler than we saw this time yesterday. Should be very comfortable for a football Friday, and at about the same time, the trick-or-treaters will be out. And so 6 o'clock, 61. 8 o'clock, 55. Definitely if you're headed out to a football game or even out with the trick-or-treaters, a sweatshirt or a light jacket is going to feel good. Again, coming up, we'll go over who's under the frost advisory for tonight.
Right now, law enforcement is investigating a crash on I-95 in Johnston County. This is a live look from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. There's a box truck, as you can see, overturned. This is near the on-ramp from Bagley Road. It doesn't seem to be affecting traffic. We are following up with authorities to learn more about what happened there on I-95. A man killed in a motorcycle crash in Fayetteville was speeding at nearly 3 times the limit and doing a wheelie moments before the crash. Police say Trenton Thompson was hit Wednesday on Gillespie Street by a car trying to make a turn. He died at the hospital. No charges have been filed. We're hearing from a former Israeli hostage. Morin Yanai was abducted from the Nova Music Festival 2 years ago. She was held in Gaza for 54 days until her release in November. She was in Durham last night to recount the attack and her abduction.
At the end, if I need to take myself to a week after captivity, then I found myself forgetting about the pain really fast, trying to focus in the amount of faith that I was experiencing in captivity and how I translate it back to real life.
Since her release, Yanai has traveled around the world to share her story. The State Board of Elections admitted it mistakenly told hundreds of people they missed a key voter registration deadline. Officials say no one's registration was canceled or changed because of this error. But letters did go out to about 1,000 people with the false warnings. If you got that letter and you have questions or you want to verify your voter registration status, contact your county elections board. U.S. says China has agreed to buy 25 million metric tons of U.S. soybeans annually. This is an agreement forged between President Trump and China's President Xi Jinping. The two met in South Korea to talk about the future of trade. Soybean farmers were hit hard by President Trump's tariffs with China. Data from U.S. Department of Agriculture shows soybeans were the largest agricultural export last year. In North Carolina, the crop is a $643 million business. Farmers planted more than 1.6 million acres last year. Nearly every county has a soybean farm. Sampson, Johnston, and Wayne counties are among the top producers. The town of Knightdale wants to help people who are hurting from federal funding delays. It's in partnership with Wake County. Homeowners receiving utilities through the city of Raleigh can fill out an application for benefits. Warmth for Wake offers 2 cords, a firewood, or a space heater. You can also get help with food. You can find more information on the town's website. A local business is also planning to help families worried about losing SNAP benefits. Google Huffs in Durham and Chapel Hill will offer free loaves of bread to anyone with an EBT card. The offer starts tomorrow. It is only available in person during business hours. As the weather gets colder, Orange County is collecting supplies for shelter and street outreach programs. If you have any extra cold weather clothing or supplies you'd like to donate, drop them off at Orange County Housing in Hillsborough or Chapel Hill. You can do that anytime, Monday through Friday, from 8 to 5 p.m. Heavy rains caused significant flooding in New York City yesterday. You can see cars submerged in the rushing floodwaters. The rain caused some subway platforms to flood as well. One person was found dead by firefighters who responded to reports of a person trapped in a flooded basement in Brooklyn. It is Halloween today, and excitement is in the air as children prepare to head out for a night of trick-or-treating. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside a haunted house in North Raleigh with some advice to help families stay safe while they have fun tonight. Kelsey, good morning.
Renee, good morning. Tonight, families will gather here at Edwards Battle Haunted House and Candyland in North Raleigh to celebrate Halloween. Of course, a fun time for families, but it's also one of the most dangerous nights of the year for pedestrians and drivers. We'll show you video from Halloween last year. With the holiday falling on a Friday this year, there may be an even greater safety risk. Trick-or-treaters walking outside, more weekend parties, and a higher chance of drunk driving makes a dangerous combination. Children are more than twice as likely to be hit and killed by a vehicle on Halloween, according to Safe Kids Worldwide. AAA is warning parents to walk with their children as they trick-or-treat.
You should be with your kids, and if you have the ability to park on the side of the road and travel with your kids, especially those little ones, because they tend to dart in and out of traffic because they just get excited out there. So I think that's something to think about is consider not just dropping your kids off and letting them explore a neighborhood.
All right, Cub Scouts
And AAA also says that parents should take their kids trick-or-treating before nightfall just to make sure that you're visible and drivers can see you. And the haunted house here will open tonight at 7. It'll close at 9, and it's free entry. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And yes, Halloween on a Friday night, but schools are happy about that. They won't have, tired, sugar-filled kids the next day. We have the weekend to get through.
Yes, that is definitely a treat for
That's
sure.
A plus.
A beautiful day today. We started to clear out yesterday. It's going to be a little bit breezy, but we'll feel a lot like yesterday afternoon. It's colder this morning. It was fairly mild early yesterday. Temperatures are in the mid-40s as you're heading out the door and looking at mid-60s. And trick-or-treat time temperature is starting at 5 o'clock, around 60 degrees and dropping into the mid-50s. So it's really going to be nice. We have clear skies over downtown Raleigh right now, 48 degrees. Winds fairly light in the triangle, southwest at 5 miles per hour, but we will have some gusty winds later this afternoon. Right now, winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. Breezy at times, especially this afternoon. Once we get closer to lunchtime, winds will be gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour, so a bit of a blustery afternoon. And again, temperatures right now range from the mid-40s to right around 50 degrees around the triangle, 44 in Apex, 46 in Garner and in Knightdale. 24-hour temperature change about 5 to almost 15 degrees colder than this time yesterday, so you may need an extra layer compared to yesterday. But what a beautiful afternoon. Temperatures will climb into the mid-60s for Raleigh, Durham, and Fayetteville. And our trick-or-treat time forecast, again, 6 o'clock, 61, 58 at 7, and 55 at 8 o'clock. Just lovely, lovely, lovely weather. The sunset, just so you know, is at 6:19, and the moon will be 80% illuminated, so not quite full, but it'll be absolutely beautiful out there. Then tonight, temperatures really start to drop. 45 is our normal low. We drop to 39 Saturday and Sunday morning, and we do have a frost advisory in effect. That's going to be Vance County all the way to Person County, all the way down to Moore County. So our western and some of our northern counties, temperatures will drop into the low to mid 30s, and that's where we'll have the best chance of some patchy frost. And we could see that again on Sunday morning too, for Saturday and Sunday morning. Also, don't forget, Saturday before you head to bed, we turn those clocks back. Our next weather maker is looking a little more robust than it did yesterday. We'll talk about when the rain could start late Sunday and how much we could see into Monday coming up.
Elizabeth, thanks. Fright Night fun, from classic scares to new thrills. We'll share what's hitting theaters this Halloween weekend. And behind the mask, we'll explain what your Halloween costume might say about your personality. Welcome back. This is a live look at Chapel Hill at an empty Franklin Street, but later tonight there will be people with very creative costumes who will be roaming the downtown streets there. No parking restrictions or road closures downtown tonight, but police say there will be a heavy police presence there. Disney's channels are off YouTube TV after the two companies failed to reach a deal before Thursday's deadline. The blackout affects networks like ESPN, ABC, Disney Channel, FX, National Geographic, and Freeform. The two companies remain in talks, but there's no word on when programming will return. Halloween weekend movie options include an old-fashioned horror double feature. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Dad, I can see.
No, that's not us. That's somebody else's car.
AMC Theaters are offering 2 scary screenings for 1 ticket. Hallow Road, starring Rosamund Pike and Matthew Rhys, and the darkly comic thriller Vincent Must Die. More info at HalloweenDoubleFeature.com.
Stop looking backwards, David. But ladders is what we do next.
An update on the Call of Duty movie. Paramount and Activision have a creative team for their live-action feature film based on the popular military video game franchise. Peter Berg, known for Deepwater Horizon and Patriots Day, will direct the movie and co-write it with Yellowstone and Landman creator Tyler Sheridan.
I've been drinking beer for 40 years, and I never wished once that it tasted more like fruit.
King of the Hill has at least a few more years in it. Hulu has renewed the adult animated series for its 16th and 17th seasons. Season 14 debuted in August, and Season 15 is due out next year. In Hollywood, by way of Arlen, Texas, I'm David Daniel.
It is a spooky night at the governor's mansion. First Lady Anna Stein is opening the doors for an evening of trick-or-treating and family fun. It's from 6 to 8 tonight. All ages are welcome. It is a safe and festive way to celebrate Halloween at the governor's mansion. Now, if you're planning to dress up, you may be surprised to learn that your costume can reveal quite a bit about your personality. Cleveland Clinic says there's a term in psychology known as enclothed cognition, which is the thought that what we wear impacts how we feel. For example, someone dressed as a superhero may find they feel more confident or brave. Extroverts may want to wear a costume that draws attention or makes people laugh. Meanwhile, introverts tend to pick something that's more low-key. As for masks and makeup, that can have meaning too.
if you are wearing a mask or heavy makeup, it may make you feel more anonymous. This lowers our self-consciousness and lowers our inhibition. So you may act in ways that you don't normally act day to day. And it's a low risk situation to explore different parts of your personality.
It's also a fun way to be somebody else for a night. Dr. Albers says if you prefer to do group costumes with family and friends, that takes some extra planning. They may show that you value connection and social bonding. It is 4:56, heartbreaking loss. A community is gathering tonight to remember a couple killed in Hope County. The special tribute planned in their honor. Worry-free Halloween. We will share simple reminders that every family should know before heading out tonight for trick-or-treating. Plus, honoring our troops. A look at a special event in Fayetteville and other weekend celebrations ahead in our Out and About segment.